Let me ask you something. What if the life you've been chasing has been waiting for one decision you haven't made yet? Most people believe greatness belongs to the lucky, the gifted, or the fearless. That's not true. Greatness belongs to the person who chooses to unlock it from within. Today, you're going to discover how changing your mindset can completely change your future. Imagine waking up with unstoppable confidence, purpose, and energy every single day. Before we begin, tell me where you're watching from in the comments. Your next chapter starts now, and everything changes the moment you believe you can. Think about this. Why do some people transform their lives while others stay trapped in the same routine for years? Most believe success arrives after the perfect opportunity appears. That belief keeps countless dreams locked away. The truth is that opportunity often follows the person who has already changed inside. Everything begins with the way you see yourself before anyone else notices a difference. Your mind is always listening. Every thought becomes a quiet instruction. Every belief becomes a direction. When you keep telling yourself that you're not ready, your brain searches for proof. When you decide you're capable of more, your attention begins finding possibilities that were invisible before. Nothing around you has changed yet, but something powerful has already started changing within you. Imagine waking tomorrow with a different identity. You don't reach for excuses. You reach for purpose. You don't ask whether today will be easy. You ask what challenge will make you stronger. That simple shift changes every decision you make from the moment your feet touch the floor. Greatness doesn't suddenly appear. It grows through choices repeated until they become part of who you are. Many people spend years trying to feel motivated before taking action. That's backwards. Action creates emotion far more often than emotion creates action. Each small promise you keep to yourself builds trust. Every promise you break weakens confidence. Confidence isn't a gift handed to a fortunate few. It's the result of proving to yourself again and again that your actions match your words. Picture yourself walking into a room with quiet certainty. Nothing about your appearance is different, yet people notice something has changed. Your posture speaks first. Your focus stays steady. Your decisions come from clarity instead of fear. That presence isn't created by pretending. It's created through daily moments when nobody is watching, when you choose discipline instead of comfort. Here's what nobody tells you. Your environment influences your thinking, but it doesn't have to control your future. Every day, your mind absorbs conversations, headlines, opinions, and expectations. Without realizing it, those voices become part of your internal dialogue. That's why protecting your mindset matters. You become stronger when you choose carefully what deserves your attention and what deserves your silence. Now imagine standing 1 year from today. You see someone who kept showing up even when progress felt slow. You see someone who refused to let temporary setbacks become permanent labels. The challenges didn't disappear, but the person facing them became wiser, calmer, and far more resilient. That's how extraordinary lives are built, not through one massive breakthrough, but through hundreds of ordinary decisions made with extraordinary commitment. So stop waiting for permission. Stop believing your past has the final word. The greatest version of your life isn't hiding somewhere in the future. It's waiting behind the next decision you make. Unlock your greatness by becoming the person who acts before certainty arrives. Because the moment your identity changes, everything else begins to follow. That moment your identity changes, everything else begins to follow. But here's the question most people never ask. What keeps that new identity alive when life gets difficult? The answer isn't talent. It isn't luck. It's the habits you build when nobody is cheering for you. Success isn't a single event. It's a pattern repeated until excellence becomes automatic. Most people underestimate the power of one ordinary day. They think transformation happens through dramatic breakthroughs. The truth is, your future is shaped by what you consistently do between the exciting moments. Every choice either strengthens the person you're becoming or pulls you back toward the person you're trying to leave behind. Your daily routine quietly writes the story of your life. Your brain loves familiarity. It wants to save energy by repeating yesterday's patterns. That's why change feels uncomfortable at first. Your subconscious isn't trying to stop your growth. It's trying to protect what it already knows. Understanding this changes everything. Discomfort isn't a warning that you're failing. It's often proof that you're expanding beyond old limits. Imagine beginning each morning with intention instead of reaction. Before checking your phone, you remind yourself who you're becoming. Before listening to other people's opinions, you choose your own focus. That simple habit trains your mind to lead instead of follow. Day after day, your confidence grows because your attention stays fixed on your purpose rather than distractions. Here's what nobody tells you about focus. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't matter, you're saying no to something that does. Your energy is limited. Your attention is valuable. Where you place it determines what grows. Feed fear, and fear becomes stronger. Feed possibility, and possibility begins shaping every decision you make. Think about the strongest people you've ever admired. They weren't born with endless motivation. They learned how to act even when motivation disappeared. That's the difference between wishing and winning. Winners rely on commitment. They understand that feelings change every day, but standards remain. When your standards rise, your actions naturally rise with them. Picture yourself 6 months from now. You no longer argue with yourself about doing what matters. Healthy choices feel normal. Productive routines become familiar. Difficult conversations no longer scare you because you've trained yourself to value growth over comfort. People begin asking what changed. They notice your energy before you even speak. What they're seeing isn't magic. They're witnessing the results of consistent discipline. Every setback now becomes useful instead of painful. Rather than asking, why is this happening to me? You begin asking, what is this teaching me? That single question transforms obstacles into opportunities. Your mind stops searching for reasons to quit and starts searching for ways to improve. Growth becomes your default response instead of frustration. Remember this. Greatness isn't hidden inside perfect moments. It's revealed through ordinary decisions made with extraordinary consistency. Keep choosing the habits that match the person you want to become. Protect your focus. Raise your standards. Trust the process even when progress feels invisible. Because every disciplined decision plants another seed, and sooner than you expect, your entire life begins reflecting the greatness you chose to unlock. Sooner than you expect, your entire life begins reflecting the greatness you chose to unlock. But there's one obstacle that tries to steal that progress before it becomes permanent. It's fear, not the kind that appears during danger, but the quiet fear that whispers you're not good enough, smart enough, or ready enough. Left unchecked, that voice can keep someone standing still for years while life keeps moving forward. Before we go deeper, if this message is helping you see yourself differently, make sure you subscribe and become part of this community. Every video is designed to challenge your limits, strengthen your mindset, and remind you that your greatest potential is still ahead. Now, let's keep building the person you're becoming. Most people wait until fear disappears before they act. That's why they stay trapped. Fear rarely leaves first. Action comes first. Courage follows. Every confident person you've ever admired has faced doubt. The difference is they refuse to let doubt become the author of their future. They understood that fear is a feeling, not a command. Your brain is built to protect you from uncertainty. Thousands of years ago, that kept people alive. Today, it often keeps people comfortable instead of fulfilled. The unfamiliar feels risky, even when it's exactly what your future needs. Once you understand that, you stop fighting fear and start walking through it. Growth begins where certainty ends. Imagine standing at the edge of a new opportunity. Maybe it's starting a business, changing careers, improving your health, or rebuilding a relationship. Your heart beats faster. Questions race through your mind. Then something changes. Instead of asking, what if I fail? You ask, what if this is the decision that changes my life? One question creates anxiety. The other creates possibility. Here's what nobody tells you. Confidence doesn't eliminate fear. Confidence teaches you that fear doesn't get the final vote. Every time you keep moving despite uncertainty, you send a powerful message to your subconscious. You prove that temporary discomfort cannot control permanent dreams. That's how emotional resilience is built, one brave decision at a time. Life will test your commitment. Some mornings you'll feel unstoppable. Other mornings you'll question everything. Those moments don't define you. Your response does. Anyone can stay committed when everything is going well. Real transformation happens when you continue showing up after disappointment, rejection, or failure. That's where character is formed. That's where champions separate themselves from the crowd. Picture yourself 1 year from now looking back at this exact moment. You'll either be grateful that you trusted yourself despite the fear, or you'll wonder what could have happened if you had taken the first step. The future you're dreaming about is watching the decisions you're making today. Every choice is a vote for the person you're becoming. So don't wait for perfect confidence. Create it through action. Don't expect the path to become easier. Become stronger with every challenge you face. Keep moving, keep growing, and keep believing in the person you're creating. Because the greatest breakthroughs never belong to those who never felt fear. They belong to those who decided that their purpose was always bigger than their excuses. They belong to those who decided that their purpose was always bigger than their excuses. Now we're standing at the most important truth of this entire journey. If you remember only one lesson from today, let it be this: your life will never consistently rise above the standards you accept. Motivation can inspire you for a moment. Goals can excite you for a season. Standards determine the direction of your entire life. Most people believe success comes from setting bigger goals, but goals without higher standards create frustration. You can write down dreams every January, repeat affirmations every morning, and watch motivational videos every night. None of that changes your future unless you refuse to tolerate the habits, thoughts, and behaviors that keep you average. Your standards quietly shape every result you experience. Here's what nobody tells you. Every decision is a declaration of identity. When you choose discipline over distraction, you're telling yourself who you are. When you protect your health, you're saying your future matters. When you keep your word even when nobody is watching, you're building a reputation with the one person you can never escape, yourself. That's the foundation of lasting confidence. Imagine walking into every day with one simple rule: I don't negotiate with the person I'm becoming. Suddenly, excuses lose their power. Procrastination loses its voice. Temporary comfort no longer controls your choices because you've connected every action to a much bigger purpose. You stop asking whether something feels easy and start asking whether it moves you closer to the life you truly want. Your brain responds to repetition. Every time you honor your standards, you strengthen the belief that this is simply who you are. Eventually, discipline no longer feels like effort. It becomes your normal. Excellence stops being something you chase. It becomes something you naturally express because you've trained your identity to expect more from yourself every single day. Think about the people who inspire you most. They didn't become extraordinary because life was fair. They became extraordinary because they refused to lower their standards when life became difficult. Challenges revealed their character instead of destroying it. Pressure exposed their strength instead of their weakness. That's the difference between reacting to life and leading it. Picture your future if you truly lived by higher standards starting today. Imagine waking with purpose instead of hesitation. Imagine making decisions based on your vision instead of your emotions. Imagine looking in the mirror every evening knowing you kept the promises you made that morning. That kind of peace can't be purchased. It must be earned through consistent action aligned with your highest values. Today is more than another day on the calendar. It's a decision point. You can return to old patterns, or you can raise the standard of who you choose to be. Nobody else can make that choice for you. Nobody else can unlock your greatness. The power has always been in your hands. The moment you stop settling for less than your potential, you begin creating a future that once seemed impossible. And that is the moment everything truly changes. And that is the moment everything truly changes. From this point forward, your future is no longer controlled by your past. It's shaped by the decisions you make every single day. The person you were yesterday has already done their job. Now it's time for the person you're becoming to take the lead. This is where real transformation begins, not because life suddenly becomes easier, but because you become stronger than the challenges standing in your way. Most people spend years searching for the perfect opportunity. They wait for better timing, better circumstances, or better confidence. Meanwhile, life keeps moving. The truth is that greatness isn't found by waiting. It's created through action. Every step you take today becomes the foundation for tomorrow. Every choice either builds your future or delays it. The decision is always yours. Think about how different your life could look 1 year from now if you refuse to quit. Imagine waking up with purpose instead of regret. Imagine carrying yourself with confidence because you've proven to yourself that your words and actions finally match. The people around you notice the difference. They see your discipline, your energy, and your calm under pressure. What they don't see are the countless small decisions that made all of it possible. Here's what nobody tells you. Success isn't measured only by money, status, or recognition. Real success is becoming someone you respect. It's knowing that no matter what happens around you, you've developed the mindset to keep moving forward. You stop comparing your journey to someone else's because you understand that your greatest competition has always been the person you were yesterday. Life will continue testing you. There will be setbacks, disappointments, unexpected obstacles, and moments when progress feels painfully slow. Don't mistake those moments for failure. They're opportunities to prove that your commitment is stronger than your circumstances. Every challenge gives you another chance to practice courage, patience, and resilience. Those qualities cannot be bought. They are earned through experience. Picture yourself 5 years from today. You're standing in a life that once existed only in your imagination. You remember the day you stopped making excuses. You remember the moment you decided that your future deserved more than your fear. Looking back, you realize the biggest breakthrough wasn't getting a new job, earning more money, or reaching a major goal. The biggest breakthrough was becoming a completely different person. Never underestimate the power of one decision made with complete conviction. One decision can start a business. One decision can heal a relationship. One decision can change your health, your confidence, your career, and your future. Every extraordinary story begins with someone choosing to act before they feel completely ready. That person can be you starting today. So walk away from this message with your head held high and your vision fixed on what's possible. Stop asking whether you have what it takes. Start proving that you do. Unlock your greatness by choosing growth every day, protecting your standards, and believing in your potential even before the results appear. Change your thinking, change your identity, change your actions, and you'll change everything. Your next chapter starts now. Your greatness has been waiting for you all along. Your greatness has been waiting for you all along. Now comes the part that separates inspiration from transformation. It's one thing to hear a powerful message. It's another to live it when nobody is reminding you. The world is full of people who know what to do. Far fewer actually do it. Knowledge creates possibility, but execution creates results. The life you want will never be built by ideas alone. It will be built by consistent action taken long after today's motivation fades. Many people believe they need a perfect plan before taking the first step. That's another illusion. Progress doesn't come from having every answer. Progress comes from moving forward and learning along the way. Every successful person has made mistakes. Every leader has doubted themselves. Every champion has experienced failure. The difference is they treated every setback as feedback instead of a final destination. Your mind is always collecting evidence about who you are. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your identity. Each time you follow through despite discomfort, you teach your brain that you're reliable. Those moments seem small, yet they become the foundation of extraordinary confidence. Confidence isn't built by talking about success. It's built by keeping commitments that others never see. Imagine waking up every morning with absolute clarity. You already know what matters most. You don't waste energy arguing with yourself. You don't wait for the perfect mood. You simply begin. That kind of focus creates momentum. Momentum creates belief. Belief creates bigger actions. Before long, you're living a life that once felt impossible because you kept taking the next right step. Here's what nobody tells you. The quality of your questions determines the quality of your life. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, how can this make me stronger? Stop asking, what if I fail? Start asking, what can I become if I refuse to quit? Better questions lead to better thinking. Better thinking leads to better decisions. Better decisions create a better future. There will always be people who doubt your vision. Some will question your ambition. Others will remind you of your past. Don't let someone else's opinion become your identity. They see where you've been. You know where you're going. Stay focused on your mission. Protect your mindset. Keep your standards high even when nobody understands the path you're walking. Picture yourself standing at the end of this year. Instead of wondering what might have happened, you're celebrating what you created. You're stronger because you stayed consistent. You're wiser because you embraced every lesson. You're more confident because you earned that confidence through action. The person in the mirror is no longer waiting for life to change. That person became the reason life changed. Remember this every single day. Greatness isn't reserved for a chosen few. It's available to anyone willing to think differently, act consistently, and refuse to surrender when life becomes difficult. Keep moving with purpose. Keep believing in your potential. Keep becoming the person your future deserves. The moment you choose growth again tomorrow, your transformation continues and your greatest days move even closer. Your transformation continues and your greatest days move even closer. Still, one final challenge remains. It isn't outside you. It isn't your job, your finances, or your past. It's the voice that tells you to settle. That quiet voice says you've done enough, that you're too late, or that someone else is more qualified. The moment you believe that voice, you begin shrinking your future. The moment you challenge it, you begin expanding your life. Most people don't lose because they lack ability. They lose because they lower their expectations. They stop demanding excellence from themselves. They trade long-term purpose for short-term comfort. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you teach your mind that avoiding discomfort matters more than becoming extraordinary. That's a dangerous habit because it feels harmless in the moment, but becomes costly over time. Here's the hidden truth. Your potential doesn't disappear because you ignore it. It waits. Every dream you've delayed, every goal you've postponed, every version of yourself you've imagined is still there, waiting for one decision. You don't need another year to become someone different. You need a different standard starting today. The future changes the instant your decisions change. Imagine walking through your day with complete ownership. You stop blaming circumstances. You stop pointing at the economy, your upbringing, or bad luck. Instead, you ask one powerful question before every decision. Does this move me closer to the person I want to become? That single question becomes your compass. It keeps your actions aligned with your vision, even when distractions try pulling you away. Your subconscious pays attention to repetition. Every choice sends a message. Every action becomes evidence. When you repeatedly choose courage, your brain begins expecting courage. When you repeatedly choose discipline, discipline becomes part of your identity. That's why consistency matters more than intensity. 1,000 small victories build a stronger person than one dramatic moment ever could. There will be days when progress feels invisible. You'll work hard and wonder if anything is changing. Don't stop. Seeds grow underground before anyone sees the first sign of life. Your effort is never wasted when it's aligned with your purpose. Every disciplined action strengthens roots that will eventually support extraordinary results. Trust what you cannot yet see. Picture yourself inspiring others without even trying. Your family notices your calm. Friends notice your confidence. Coworkers notice your commitment. They ask what changed, expecting a secret. You simply smile because the answer is simple. You change your identity first. Everything else followed naturally. The greatest influence you'll ever have comes from the example you choose to live each day. So make this promise to yourself. Refuse to settle for less than you're capable of becoming. Protect your standards when life becomes difficult. Keep showing up when nobody applauds. Believe in your future before the evidence appears. Greatness isn't a destination waiting somewhere ahead. It's a decision you make again every morning. Keep making that decision, and you'll discover that the life you once dreamed about has slowly become the life you now live. Keep making that decision, and you'll discover that the life you once dreamed about has slowly become the life you now live. That's the real reward. Not applause, not trophies, not approval from strangers. The greatest reward is waking up every morning knowing you've become someone you can trust. That kind of confidence cannot be borrowed. It must be earned through the choices you make when nobody is watching. Many people spend their lives chasing external success while ignoring the person they're becoming inside. They collect achievements but lose their peace. They reach goals but never feel fulfilled because they built a successful life without building a strong identity. Don't make that mistake. The quality of your life will always reflect the quality of the person creating it. Build yourself first, and everything else begins to grow from that foundation. The truth is that greatness has never been about being perfect. It's about refusing to stop growing. You'll still make mistakes. You'll still have difficult days. You'll still face moments when doubt tries to return. That's normal. Growth doesn't remove challenges. Growth changes the way you respond to them. Instead of breaking under pressure, well, you become stronger because of it. Every obstacle becomes another opportunity to prove who you've decided to become. Imagine yourself 10 years from now. You're sitting quietly, looking back on the decisions that shaped your future. You remember this moment. You remember deciding that enough was enough. You stopped blaming yesterday. You stopped waiting for tomorrow. You started building today. Because of that decision, your family experienced a different future. Your health improved. Your confidence expanded. Your relationships became stronger. Your purpose became clearer. One decision created a lifetime of change. Here's something powerful to remember. Nobody can unlock your greatness for you. A mentor can guide you. A book can inspire you. A speech can ignite you. But only your daily choices can transform you. Your future is created in the ordinary moments when you choose discipline instead of distraction, courage instead of comfort, and purpose instead of excuses. Those moments may seem small, yet they quietly build an extraordinary life. There will always be another reason to wait. Another excuse will appear tomorrow. Another fear will try convincing you that now isn't the right time. Don't listen. The perfect moment has never existed. The only moment you truly own is this one. That's why today matters. That's why this decision matters. Every great life begins with someone choosing to act before certainty arrives. Take one more moment and picture the person you've been imagining throughout this journey. Notice the confidence in their eyes. Notice the peace in their mind. Notice the strength in the way they carry themselves. That person isn't a fantasy. That person is your future waiting for your commitment. Every action you take from this day forward brings you one step closer to becoming them. So leave this message with a new promise. Refuse to settle. Refuse to surrender. Refuse to let fear write the story of your life. Stand up with courage. Live with purpose. Raise your standards every single day. Unlock your greatness. Inspire the people around you. And never forget this simple truth: when you transform the person within, you change everything around you. Your future starts now, and your best chapter is still waiting to be written. Your greatness has always been inside you. Today is the day you choose to unlock it. If this message inspired you, like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Remember, your future isn't created by chance. It's created by the decisions you make starting right now.